y el Cajon Cinco. Órale. Shalom, Shalom, Mashpaka. So it is the 5th day of taking this load to El Cajon, California from Goshen, Indiana. I have not yet gotten a reload. I did get an email from my dispatcher asking if I am still looking for a reload, by which I replied and said, oh yes I am, thank you. So checking now. Cali to Cali, Cali to Cali. There's 2 Cali to Calis. Morgan Hill to Anderson. Let's look that up real quick. Morgan Hill to Anderson. I probably don't want these because they're, oh, one pays $460. They actually both go north. Shoot. They both don't weigh much. They both pay $1.83. I guess I could take one. Hang on, let's try calling her. 'Cause if she picks up, it could be a lot faster.
It's a great day at Wave. You've reached Genesis at extension 203. I'm not able to get to the phone right now, but if you leave me a message, I will do my best to get back with you as soon as possible. Remember to be alert because accidents hurt. Thanks. Have a great day.
Hi Genesis, it's Jeremy. I do see 2 reloads here, not exactly what I would be looking for, but they do go northerly direction somewhat. So they're from Morgan Hill to Anderson. One's a 25-foot travel trailer, the other one's a 26-foot travel trailer. Looks like L0102 or 10074. Unless you have something that you're looking at, because I really do need something going back to Washington if it comes available. I just wanted to touch base with you on those 2 little reloads. They pay $465. I mean, I guess if there wasn't anything, it would probably be well to get one of those. So let me know. I'm just actually kind of waiting for the Camping World to open. I'm only like an hour and a half away from there. I'll go drop this unit off. And yeah, all right, thank you so much and have a great day. So we'll see if that helps the cause in any way. I do obviously after all that it does. Let me go back and just, you heard pretty much the info. They're just little trailers and they're not going too far. They go 250 miles, $1.83 a mile, an extra $465. So Morgan Hill looks like it's actually pretty close to the southern part of California. I don't know a lot about California, okay, so but like if I add El Cajon onto here and make it so that it's the starting point. Oof. Oof. Dang. It takes you a long time just to get up to Morgan Hill. And it looks like the drop-off is close to Redding. I don't know. I'm going to kind of leave that one in Abba's hands. I do see that it was moving in a northerly direction, so at least it's the general direction that I need. And if she assigns it to me, no, I'll take it. I have only 25 hours remaining on my log. So once I initiate my work day today, that clock will start to tick, and you know, it's going to take me, I'll probably end up using 2.5 hours of that time just to drop the unit. Okay, and then that leaves me, I actually made a link for a route to go home. I mean, it's straight up the coast. It's not like it's complicated, but for the sake of like time estimates and things. So send this over to my phone real quick. When I look at it on my phone, I can get breakdowns. Silly. So it's 22 hours total, pretty much. So I'd have 20 hours. You see, it's like, it's so crazy, dude. I only have 25 total hours to use before I have to refresh my clock. Shabbat is coming up for me anyways. I have today and tomorrow. First thing today, I'll be dropping the trailer. Then I can start heading home. If I get this little reload, then that's not going to be the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost guaranteed that I'm not going to make it home. It's already looking like I wouldn't be able to anyway. So I don't know. We'll see. But I know why I came. I know I wanted to talk to you guys right now. I had said that we'll see if things are better at the next rest area, and they were. You see the trees there. You can also see the sun starting to come up. Baruk Yahuah. It looks like it's only, let me see, time in. So yeah, so it's the same time as back home for me. It's only 6:15. So I have to wait 3 hours and 15 minutes for them to open, and it only takes me an hour and a half to get there, or 2 hours to get there. So I am taking my time a little bit, Baruk Yahuah, and I'll reset my mind on a few things. But my point was, yes, this rest area was worth it. Yes, it was better than the sand dune place. And even you see the little tables right there to the left. There's two walls. They kind of face each other, and they have like half tables mounted to the walls on the inner side. Well, that's where I made up my chicken. I ended up eating it in the truck because I needed the air, because it was scorching hot, 110 degrees. Even with the shade, it's hot, bro. I don't care. You know. But this place is crazy. There's like a retention pond behind there, and it's spewing up green water, and I find it to be very disturbing. I got a little video of it and shared it with my Yashar'Al, and I'm like, this is gross. Why is it like this? Anyway, we're gonna see what happens with the reload. We're gonna see what happens with the dispatcher. This place is Jamie Abesso Sunbeam Rest Area, westbound, and it was all right. I went in to make my coffee and rinse out my cup in the men's room, and there's just these, I don't know if you want to call them crickets. You can call them crickets. There's big crickets. There's also palmetto bugs. They're everywhere. Every sink, they're hanging out in there like they're looking for water. Anyways, halal that they're not radioactive. Hey, just kidding. I don't know, that green water spewing up out of there is that's not well, water family. It's not well. All right, I'll be back with you shortly. Let you know what we come up with, if anything. You know, I guess the worst case scenario is that I can get those little guys in there, or at least one of them I meant, $450, something like that, which will help, obviously, because fuel. But I mean, I'm sorry, but if my dispatcher was like, I have one to Washington, but you got to come to Indiana to pick it up, I will be on my way to Indiana, because we need it. We need the money. I need the load. Don't even think I'll hesitate for 1 second. All right? All right. Shalom, shalom, mashpaka. Baruk Atah Yahuah. Tara for this yom. This is the day that Yahuwah has made. So may we read. Oh, I don't want to say that word. Dang it. Father, help me. May we give praise and be glad in it. Hallelujah. Shalom, family. Okay, we are on our way to El Cajon. An hour and 24 minutes, it says. The 2 reloads that I was like willing to reluctantly take one, and that something better will come after. I couldn't even get one. Jeez. I notified my dispatcher like right away. By the time she went to assign it, they were gone. So that's how it is. And this is an opportunity for me to exercise my amunah. And so I'm waiting on Abba. I keep looking to see if I see something, because I am going to be a steward. You don't just sit idly by and expect something to fall into your lap, right? You still have to do whatever it is you can do on your end. And but it is time for me to drive again. It's showing that I'll arrive a little bit after 9. That's what time they open, and so like even if I have a quote unquote appointment of 9:30, I'm not going to wait until the last minute so that I don't give myself an opportunity to be early and thus to be on time. I'm usually very punctual. It's very, very rare that I'm late, and I think that has a lot to do with what I'm learning about myself. Is it's like a type of ADHD, but where you also have like a trauma response to rejection, right? Overthinking everything and taking any criticism like as a hyper criticism. Look at these solar panels. They're on both sides, by the way. And that side, it's a little bit wider on my side. It's still going. Goes another whole other set. There's a power bank right there. And so, very, very interesting. But so anyway, that's kind of the update. I got an hour and 20 minutes until I get to the destination. It is kind of weird because when I search for Camping World El Cajon, it gives me a totally different location. I just verify the address that they gave me and put it in and go there. Because when I did call and speak to the lady there, I forgot what her name was already, but it's not who I'm meeting with anyway, so it doesn't really hurt me to not recall. She verified that address, and so she might do scheduling for multiple locations. That's what I think. I don't know. But yeah, so we're making our way, and they have it so even though it's 70 on this road, I'm supposed to only go like 55. Which makes me think of silly song from the 80s. That's that programming at work again, guys. So, yep, we're just making our way, and we'll just try to keep our eye open periodically. I do believe that my dispatcher is looking. You know, me getting this load was a similar type of situation that happened. And she emailed me and said, hey, would you want this El Cajon? So she had already kind of like pulled it to the side to hold it long enough for me to reply. So that's something that they're able to do. They're able to do a little bit more than what we kind of realize, I guess I'd say. But it also, they don't just do that right off the bat for everybody, right? So I've been showing a willingness to take pretty much whatever. I've gone all over the place. There haven't been lanes that I've closed. And if I was in Indy right now and they had an outbound load, I would take it pretty much wherever it goes, whatever direction it would be fine. I've gone up into Massachusetts and Delaware, obviously Washington, California several times now. I think I've had four drops in California, and I've only been doing this really for a few weeks. I think I have like maybe 15 total loads. Gone to North Carolina, gone to Texas. I'm just trying to recall in my own mind now. But anyway, point being that I'm trying to show, right, that I'm willing to work hard, willing to go wherever. I mean, really, the only thing I'm not going to do is work on Shabbat, right? And then if I have feasts, I'm obviously going to be taking those off too, but I'm not going to expect them to understand all of those dates. I don't have to request time off with this line of work. That's a great thing about it. I just don't pick up any assignments during that period. And that's going to be coming up soon too. I'm taking my baby out for a special dinner, and then we're going to start looking at some feasts coming up. So amazing. I'll be doing a lot of dashing during that time period because I can't just like totally take it off. That would be great if I could, but the truth is, like, some of those days are appointed to work, right? So it's okay, like, to take it completely off. You'd have to take that up with Abba. From my perspective, I would say that's not Qadash, because I don't believe that we take time off aside from what Abba's given. And I would say there's obviously going to be, sometimes you have to take time off for healing or things like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But so we have Saku coming up, and we have some preparations that we need to do, but we also have Yom Kippur. If you're interested in learning more about Yom Kippur, please search on my YouTube channel. If you search YUM, that's how you say day, Yom Kippur. I have 3 videos that go into it, okay? One of them is actually Yom Kippur. I'm trying to load the title. And then Day of Atonement, okay? And there's scripture, and there's a little bit of explanation, and there's even like, hey, this is what we do. I'm not saying you have to do this, but this is something that we do. So anyway, if you're interested, lot of content on this channel. This narrow path thing is a new thing. It's a very small part, right? So after Yom Kippur, which is evening to evening feast, it goes from the evening of the 9th day of the 7th month to the evening of the 10th day of the 7th month. This is also a really beauty-filled proof that the day begins at dawn. The day does not begin in the middle of the night. The day does not begin in the evening. Okay? The dawning and the evening are like the bookends of the day. The sun rules over the day. There are only 12 hours in a day. The day is separate from the night. There are not 24 hours in a day. This is all this confusion. There's a lot of things that cause confusion. Okay? Then we have 3 work days after Yom Kippur, the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th. Then we have a Shabbat. And then we also have the first day of Sukkot, which is similarly like a high feast day, a high Shabbat. There's no servile work. However, on the 2nd day, 3rd day, 4th day, 5th day, 6th day, and 7th day of Sukkot, you can work, and you should work. You should work every day that you can work, just like Yahuah worked 6 days and rested only on the 7th day, right? And then he's appointed all the other feasts and when we're to work, rest. Okay? But the 7th day is a cycle that's never broken. You always rest on the 7th day. If anybody has a calendar where it changes, like the pattern of 7 cannot be broken. 6 days you shall work, 7th day you shall rest. That cannot be broken. Okay? Trust me, there's a lot of people out here following the moon. They're lunatics. They're wasting their times on the moon. The moon is not 4 months like Gustav tries to say, the one who tells you not to eat meat, who's a blasphemer. Okay? The moon is for seasons. There are 4 of those. Autumn, winter, summer, spring, those are seasons. Okay? Every time in months 1, 4, 7, and 10, the new renewed moon shows us that next day is a feast unto Yahuah. It's called a new moon day in the scriptures. It's in the scriptures a lot of times. I have videos on new moon day. Please check them out. Check out the whole playlist on calendar if you're so inclined, if you really want to walk in his Moedim. Okay? And I say these things in all humility. The Father showed me these things. Come to me, ask me questions, you know, or depart from me and talk to me no longer, as so much folks have done over these things. Because, man, people get triggered. If you tell them that the Shabbat is not Friday night to Saturday night, they'll stop talking to you. And I just say, well, thank you, Father, for relieving me from that, because that person is in a false practice. It's a false Moedim. Okay, that is the place to part time for the Saturn worshipers. That's what they do. Why would you drink from the same cup as them? What? That's silly, right? And that's what it is to be lost in confusion. Okay, the times were lost and confused because the sons of Nach broke the oath and they drank the blood. You can read about it in Yubalim. If you're interested in Yubalim, I have an entire video series on Yubalim too. Dang, bro, we went in on that stuff. That was meat. That was meat for us. I miss doing that kind of thing. So then anyway, on the 21st day of the 7th month, which is a Shabbat anyways, right? You got no servile work. Then the very next day, which falls on the first day, is the 8th day of Sukkot. It's a Qadash assembly is no servile work. So you get basically like back-to-back days of rest at the end of Sukkot. This is one of our most rest-filled months, because something else happens. You remember that I mentioned the new moon of the 7th month. That's coming up. The new moon of the 7th month. Guess what that is? Autumn. Okay? And this particular year, because the moon, she varies in her cycles and she moves around, and so she comes at different times. And because of that, seasons might be shorter or longer. That's why we have to watch. Okay? If you planted on Yahuwah's Moedim and you reaped on Yahuwah's Moedim, you would get the latter rains. You would get the choicest. That would be the best crop, right? In Amunah, I say that. So that moon is on the pagan day 10/6. So that evening, you be out, you watch, you bear witness to her, right? And you say, tomorrow is a feast unto Yahuwah. Qadash assembly, no servile work. Blow the shupar, the ram's horn, not the gazelle horn. The ram's horn, right? So that is the first day of autumn, and it falls on the pagan day 10/7/2025. It's the 27th day of the 7th month, and guess what? The very next day, it's a Shabbat. So you have back-to-back days of rest again that week. Bro, this feast is loaded with rest. And hallelujah Yahuwah, man. Hallelujah Yahuwah for his appointed times and his rests for his people. Alright, I just wanted to give you that update. I did not get my next load. I have no idea. If it is that I get nothing at all, then I'm most likely going to just start limping my way back home. And I will still receive it with thanks. And if I go home and see my mashpakah, just love on them, just hold my baby, kiss her all over her face. I love you, baby. I miss you so much. I love you, baby. And I go get all my stuff refreshed. You know, supplies. Some of the jerky that she made with the meat gun. I can't wait. Then what I will likely do is start looking for outbounds again. See if I can get about 3. I work. Only resting on Shabbat, of course. But I mean, not coming back home again until 9:16. I need to make sure that I can try to be home around 9:15. Okay? We have a date. We very, very rarely do anything like that, so she is long-suffering with me. This is something that I'm filled with guilt to give to her. This is an interesting area. I just want to pause and reflect. There's a lot of rocks around here. Over on this side, there's an entire mountain of red rocks piled up. It's like it's a mountain of boulders. It's so different. And then on your side, the rocks are gray. Like literally on one side of the road versus the other side of the road. How is that? I wish I could show you. Everything on the left side of this road is red, and everything on the right side is white or gray. It's total trip, man. Totally a trip. And then they have filled the place with these wind things. They do harm. The vibration, the frequency, everything about it. It's not well. And I'm not saying that like from the perspective of some, environmentalist who worships Mother Nature and doesn't believe in a Heavenly Father or anything like that. I'm going to talk about that. So here comes one that's busted. The thing is barely turning. And it's got like oil or something running all down the blade of it. Let's see if you'll be able to see it. That one's got a bunch of oil all over it. A bunch of these do actually, but these last two. That one closest one you might not even be able to see. Oh yeah, I think you can see it. Oh yeah, you can. Oh, here's some of the red rocks now you're going to get to see on your side because we're switching back, winding back. Brother, I love these rocks, man. I want to get some of these rocks and take them home and make an altar out of them. Of course, some of them I wouldn't even be able to budge. They're massive. I mean, so heavy. But yeah, you see them now, right? Alright, I'm gonna need to really focus in on the road here for a bit because some of the big rigs are turning on their flashers. Oh, excuse me. Got one right here that's hauling cars. He's letting everybody know, hey, I can't make it up. Why is this guy get what? Dude, I just can't sometimes with some of these truckers, man. Some of these truckers, they're not good old boys. They're not good old boys. I'm sorry, I'm just telling you the truth. I ain't trying to be. This guy decided to pass right here, and he's not even able to pass, really. And I just lost all my momentum. He's going 25 miles an hour. You're a freaking jerk. You're a jerk, dude. That was one of the most inconsiderate things I've ever seen. And he did that while I was visible. I was on the straight. Didn't even check his mirrors. These roadways are dangerous because of this crap. Salahia family, please forgive me. I don't even remember what exactly we were talking about. I think we were talking about some of Abba's rocks. Yeah, we're gonna have to see who's driving this truck. We're just gonna have to try to take a little looky here. Huh? Got there some kind of a veil you're hiding behind. How is that even legal? Are you allowed to have those things up on your side windows, dude? Wow. Not cool, bro. Anyway, let's keep this thing going. Abby will pick up her speed. I'm just not gonna drop gears and get my RPMs all up and all that. I'm just gonna increase here a little bit at a time. I don't feel like I've ever been on this road, so I don't know exactly what to expect. Whee! That's so yapa! I love it. The works of your hands, Father, always wonder us to us. Yes. 66 miles to go. have a next load. Lord, deliver me swiftly and safely home. If that could be your will. In your Qadash, Qadash ki Shamka. Ahaya. Ahaya. Yah. Yahusha. Hallelujah. Our loving Heavenly Father is our Malak. Sadak, King of Righteousness. Mountain Springs Road. Baruk Atah Yahuah. The truck, she's doing so well. Tada. Abba. But I know that, like, it's time for me to get the tires rotated. I need to get the replacement air filter. And it's crazy because the other services are coming due as well. The company requires me to submit a monthly log on maintenance. So it's well for me also to try to get the truck in for routine maintenance every month. I mean, think about it. If your truck breaks down, you're on a load, and you never submit that you maintain your vehicle, right? A lot of people think that these things don't matter, but trust me, like, I dispatched for police, I dispatched for fire, I dispatched for medical. I have a lot of experience as a dispatcher, and dispatchers talk about crews, they talk about drivers, they share when you do well, and they share when you do not do well, and so everybody gets a reputation. That's just facts. If you're a jerk and you're rude and whatever, then you already have like a deck stacked against you whenever you have to call in or make a request or inform them of this and that happening. Okay, you're already getting what's the opposite of a benefit of a doubt? You're already getting the assumed guilt before you even share what's going on. Okay? If you're if you show respect, you give respect, then you get respect, right? And then so you do get that favor of a benefit to assume that it's not your fault, it's not on you, whatever the case is, right? You're just like, yeah, this guy, I know he takes care of his stuff, he routinely does it. Like also notifying them when there's issues, right? Not like a griper and a complainer, not like that, but like, hey, I just wanted to make you guys aware that this is going on, that's going on, because some of the dispatchers actually want to try to make things better too. And so you got that going on. So then you're working together as a team, and like I said, man, it matters. So try and do that. I was actually well pleased when I just got the email on Friday to submit my maintenance record for July, because that means that the one for June did go through, and it looked like it didn't, but it did. The the reason why I probably got an error is because it wasn't like, because I had submitted it too soon. See, they want July when you're already in August, kind of a thing. I tried to submit June in June, and it was making it seem like it was not going through, but it was probably trying to say, hey, just so you know, you're early with this, make sure you submit it, you know, at the proper time, what have you. So anyway, they do keep it and care about it and things like that, so that's favorable, at least from my perspective. To some people, that's going to be a nuisance and an annoyance and whatever, but see, that speaks to their character. It speaks to their character, right? I can see the value in them retaining the records of your maintenance that you do on your vehicle every month. They're, you know, when you lease on, it's like an oath that two parties make together, right? They're saying they're going to do this, and you're saying you're going to do that, and you're in agreement, and you show yourself to be a valuable partner in that oath. This simple stuff here, but it's only really become simple from my perspective because of Yahuah. Otherwise, prior to that, you know, I probably was the guy that was annoyed by it and whatnot. Okay, I'm just gonna take a peek and see if I see something on the load board. So it really hasn't been changing. There's a Marysville to Hillsboro, Oregon, but that is not what I would say like on the way or anything. And I mean, you know, like if I were to get that on my way out from being at home, I might grab it. Marysville's not that far from home. Maybe go like an hour and a half in the wrong direction to then turn around and go, I don't even know, guys, 10 hours in the proper direction, probably, approximately. But it only pays $380, and it's not well timing because I have the Shabbat. And if I did pick it up, then I wouldn't be like, oh, if I tried to spend a day or two at home, it would be like, hey, have you dropped this off yet? Like, so it's like, I'm not gonna take that and jam my own self up. I'm just kind of receiving that right now as Abba saying, you know, you need to wait on me. I have the load for you, it's just not time yet. And I'll have to see. You know, I can walk in that in Amunah and be wrong. If you can't walk in Amunah and be wrong, then you're not really walking in Amunah. You're afraid of being wrong. You're afraid, like, see, then you're not trusting. It's things that I'm learning, right? It's more than just believing. It's more than just believing that this is true or that is true, right? Remember, the devils know who Yahuah is. They know it's true. But they don't have Amunah. They don't submit and obey him. So if Abba tells you to wait, and you become anxious and you fail to wait, because you doubt whether he really said to wait or not, see, that's why my law to him was, well, increase my Amunah, help me to wait then, because I will start to become antsy and anxious and be like, I have to earn money. I have to earn money. Even though I know this entire thing is going to come down, I just don't know when. So as I'm waiting, I still need to be Qadash. I still need to work 6 days. I can't just stop working and just, like, I don't know, start living the life of a prepper right now. Like, just, you know what I mean? I would liken that to finding a way to not go into the fiery furnace. Right? But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego went into the furnace anyways. Right? Yahuah might call me to go into a FEMA camp. I talked about this a little bit the other day. I don't know if it's yesterday or the day before. They're all running together, but that could be an opportunity for others to bear witness to my Amunah as I receive even physical abuse, but they don't break me. And may Yahuah give me the strength to do that. I just saw like these 3 rocks, and there was like one was like wrapped around. See, look at some of these rocks. They're like half wrapped around each other. You can see the crack, but it's almost like they became soft and pliable and like clumped like that. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. Difficult for me to look at some of these and see that as any kind of like old tree rings and different things. Sometimes on some mountains, some of the strata, you can see like the same patterns that you see in wood. But I don't know that that always means that it is wood, because it's just like the Yahuah has like a signature in his creation where you will see these perfect patterns, like in pine cones and snail shells, different things, right? So I guess there's a part of me that would not be surprised at all when I saw any kind of other similar patterns in his handiwork. It's kind of like they will say that they can tell that a painting is by a certain artist when they analyze the brush strokes, because they always have the same type of movement with their hand. See? So creation is the works of Yahuah's own hand. So when you look at creation, you look at creatures, you see the similarities that you see in a lot of different types of creatures, even with like, okay, this is the heart, this is the lung, this is the eye, this is the nose. They don't always all look the same, but they have the same types of attributes or functions. And they have unique ones too, because he's very diverse and he's infinite in all of his ways. But yeah, you're going to see things that repeat, you know, slightly different but the same. And that's part of what science discovers too, because remember, that's exploring things, observable, testable, repeatable. No matter how small man can look, he never finds the edge. There's always something else amazing, smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. It shows the infinite nature of Abba. Look at that cool rock formation up on that hill right there. It's just like that one is just placed up on top. So incredible, dude. And then in the same way, no matter how far off, when people have like these high-powered telescopes that look off into the night sky, it feels like they can just see forever and ever and ever and ever. That doesn't mean that there's not a firmament, right? There are boundaries. There are physical boundaries in Yahuwah's creation, and His Word even says so. You have limits in what, like, extreme hot, extreme cold, extreme height. There's only so far that they can drill. They haven't been able to drill deeper than 8 miles, right? It's way too hot. They've never been able to get outside of the firmament. They blasted that thing with the most potent bombs that they have. And they cannot penetrate that. No. So they can seem to infinitely look into a slide on a microscope, right? And they can become like more and more advanced in the power of the magnification, or the power of the telescoping, however you call that, right? So no matter how close they look, and no matter how far they look, they can't see that boundary, right? We haven't explored all the depths of the ocean, and they might want to try to make it seem like they know everything. They really don't know anything. Well, claiming to be wise, they're fools. They're fools on some of the most basic things. Like that you can just capture water and put it in a tank and sterilize it and then think that it's like has life. It might have some physical sustainability, but you're taking all the root, the breath, everything out of it. It's not living water. That's a concept that is not comprehended, because they don't have the mind to understand that. It's not given to them to comprehend that. Because deep down somehow they believe that they can fly off of this rock and land on another rock. Sorry. But it's true, they do believe that. That Elon is somehow the superhero that's going to give them the ability to do that too. That's why they want to support him and his company. Get his internet, want to get his transportation. You know, want to buy stock in his company and all the rest of that. Let's lock this one in. So we're making our way. I think we're almost up to the top of this part of the range. I know that when it comes to mountains in California, what Yahusha was telling me, like down here is, I guess this would be some of the easiest parts of the mountains to pass. It says we're at 4,000 feet right here. You can see now my, remember I told you that I was saying I was going to arrive a little bit after 9. Now it's already saying 9:12. So if everything continues like it is for the next 40 minutes, then it's going to have me arriving pretty much right at 9:30. So far, I have not received any kind of notice about another load, so we're just waiting, trying to exercise our Amunah. mountains up here too. Like this looks like it's the quote unquote highest point. They call it Tectate Divide on the sign right there. Okay, we're gonna go on a straightaway and then we're gonna go up again just slightly. So got a long straight right here. Just take another peek and see if anything's going down. I'm surprised too because I haven't seen them actually put any outbound loads yet. It's just such a limited supply of work as well. And you know, I'm not surprised. I'm really not. If some insane thing goes on out there and the U.S. declares war with so-and-so and such and blah, 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 I will not be surprised one bit. I literally will be saying to myself, wow, that took a while, or wow, it's about time. I've been expecting this for a long time. A very long time. A big part of me selling my house and getting the trailer was, yes, I wanted to try and get my shot of Washington because she loves the beauty, she missed it and all that. And the homeschooling laws she felt were favorable and all that. But it was also like, I don't want to have neighbors all around me. I don't want to deal with lawless people who deep down hate the Father, trying to come raid my cabinet for a can of corn. Like, people will unalive each other for a can of beans, and that's just the way it is, dude. You can't be naive to that. You better realize that. Any type of official who wants to remove your ability to defend your house is evil. Period. Just straight up evil. And speaking of my Yapa, Shah, she's messaging me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get back with you guys as soon as possible. We're beginning a downhill descent right here anyway. Actually, I know it's gonna be some really pretty views. I think even she would probably want to see it. So now I feel a little bit torn. But let's see. I'm just gonna wait 1 second and see if the truck kicks in the exhaust brake. There it goes. So the exhaust brake has come on, and we're beginning our descent, making our way, trying to not get clubbed by my leg. Jeez, my leg started trying to come out of the bed and thumped me on the arm. Stay. Obviously, I don't normally have this much. Let me see what it's showing. It's saying 2%. I'm kind of thinking that would have been higher, like more like around 4 or 5%, but it just says 2. Stand by. Enjoy the view. Baruk Yahuah. Shalum Yahuah. I would feel very comfortable to go faster, but you know, this is their limits that they have for triple axle. Looks like this is going to be a really great view down right here. I don't know if there's going to be any water down there, but we're on it. This is a big bridge that we're on. It's pretty crazy. All I see down there is a road, but it said creek on the sign, something creek. Even if I go all the way back to Indy, Deadhead, which is going to cost me money, quite a bit of money, for one. I'm not feeling like an absolute guarantee because I'm not seeing outbound loads pop up. I did before, but I mean it's 11:30. Dispatch has been open for 3.5 hours. Why would they be holding outbound loads like that when you know, drivers have been waiting all weekend for loads and saying, well, when dispatch opens on Monday they should have loads for us. You would think that would be one of your highest priorities, right? If you're managing dispatch center. See, that's actually something that I would probably do very well at too, but I don't have a lot of experience in this arena, but it's going to be similar. Manage. I understand the idea of managing dispatch systems, prioritization. How important is this? How important is that? You get that feedback from the management, from the owner, right? From the owner. If the owner says he cares about the drivers and this and that, then you try to implement procedures that favor the drivers, but don't cost the company. Like you don't want to like forego profitability in order to please the drivers. Anybody can do that. You can just run things straight to the ground like a plane going down in flames, dude. There's things that they could do to make the lounge better for drivers, and they wouldn't even be that expensive. There's issues with the floors getting wet. There's no kind of carpeting or anything in there that could be changed out, that could be ventilated better, right? And it could do things for that. But it's pretty cool that they even offer it. I've already used it a few times. I've done a few loads to laundry there as well, and I think that that's so awesome that they have laundry that they offer for us. I very much appreciate that. I think that's great. Excuse me. So yeah, I just double checked. There haven't been any outbound loads. And that's the meat of what we do. Because those are the manufacturer to dealer transfers. The reloads are like dealer to dealer, right? Like this dealership sold this RV to this dealership, and it could be brand new, or sometimes it's used. I got that one out of Michigan City. That thing it had problems. It wasn't even really road safe, okay? Because something is killing the batteries, and you need the batteries for the trailer brake. Well, they didn't care. They didn't care about that. They're like, well, we're just an auction house, you know? It's as is. They buy it as is. It's like, you shouldn't even be auctioning a trailer that's not safe to drive on the road because it has to be delivered unless you're going to hire a flatbed. You know what I'm saying? You got a 14,000 pound fifth wheel here. They don't care, dude. People don't care. People don't take, I don't want to say pride, but for the sake of understanding, a lot of people don't take pride in their work. Okay? You can tell that operation, everything is based on profit margin. Well, how much can I make off of it? How much can I make off of it? They buy motorcycles, and boats, things, right? They didn't even give clear instructions for where they want me to go, where I should wait, nothing. They kind of barked at me like I was a nuisance. You don't know me, bro. I never been here before. Even if you have problems with other drivers, I'm not them, right? And it doesn't really have respect for the whole idea of an RV transporter, period. It is what it is. It's his business, you know? I was honestly just thanks-filled that I was able to get it, drop it off, and get paid for it. You know? My battery got knocked down, but I have my jump box here. I hooked the cables up to it. I let it set on there for like 12 hours, right? Recharged my jump box back up to 100%, and then look at the battery now. It's on this fifth wheel. Trailer brake is working great the whole way, 5 days. Ain't nothing wrong with my battery. Those fools, and I will say fools, at the O'Reilly, they put it on their charger and they're like, oh, it says bad battery, can't charge it. The guy had like pink hair, I'm not even kidding. I said, well, you need to trickle charge it and then test it. Well, it won't let me charge it unless it passes the test. Okay, that's secular consumption because they want you to buy a new battery. So they give the people a battery charger that says that battery's BAD, and then you got to buy a new battery. That's what they care about. They don't really care about me and my battery, because if you trickle charge it and then test it, it's going to say GOOD, which is exactly what happened at Transporter Pro Tech, where I take my truck to get serviced. I asked him to charge it for me, and he put it on there for a few hours, and then he checked it, and it checked out fine. See, it's riding in the fifth wheel right now, and not only is it, oh dude, hold up family, they forced us to go to one lane, and then, but nobody's moving, and how much folks are going to sit there? Yeah, block them off, bro. Block them off, big brother. Get that big rig out there and don't let anybody try to pass us and squeeze on up in here. Right? Like this. Go like this. You block half and you get your flashers on and you keep them from coming in. Losing all my train of thought. Okay, it's also on solar. So right now the sun is trickle charging my battery. So by the time I'm done with this trailer, Baruk Atah Yahuah, that thing is going to be like 100. Guaranteed. And they tried to tell me that it was BAD. Look at this guy. Who do you think you are that you get to pass everybody? Hey! Jeez, bro. You really need to wake up. That ain't even cool. Don't nobody appreciate that. See, if we was back in grammar school and you tried to pull that in the lunch line and I saw you cutting in front of little Susie whatever, blah, I want to pop you right in your mouth. That ain't cool, dude. You don't do that. You can see that it's one lane right here. Jeez. We really need the money. Alright, hang on, I gotta say something to my baby. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Well, so all this is about a border patrol checkpoint. And I don't know if this is new or old or what's going on, but there's a lady standing here swinging her hands back and forth. And it looks like they're basically just telling everybody to go ahead. This one asked questions. I got you. I'm going. They stopped in front of me, you know that, right? Okay, here we go. And this is also just a wear and tear on fuel consumption. I mean, they got an army of dudes standing there. They're not looking at anything or checking anything or anything remotely close to that. Let me let Abby run up this hill a little bit. If you remember the guy that was trying to cut people off, he just wanted to try to squeeze between me and this big truck right here, which was not even possible. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say it's just young naivete. But I'm being kind. So here he goes. He wanted to honk at me like I'm not supposed to be in this lane. I'm passing a big rig here. I just passed 2 big rigs since leaving that checkpoint in like a mile. It just goes to show you the level of ignorance that exists in the community out here. Alright. Baruk Yahuah. Oh, my mama bear said that I'm Acadillo Canyon. That's the name of this place. Laguna Summit. Yeah, it's Yapa. Laguna Summit. 4,500 feet. And there's like these really pretty stones. Okay, I still have my exhaust brake on. We're going to go down. And now it's going to start. She's going to kick in her little exhaust brake. She's actually... This truck doesn't get really loud. But don't let that fool you. Because the power is there. Quite a lot of power. And it's, you don't have to have a dually to have a full ton either. That's another thing. It's a 3500 HD truck, so there really isn't any difference in the towing capacity. In fact, it was even listed as being a little bit higher in the owner's manual for the Silverados. But it's a traction stability benefit that you get for having the dual rear wheel. That's like a huge factor. Now look at this big boy. You know he's supposed to be going 55, but he was like, there's a downhill and then there's an uphill, and that's why. So he probably knows this road. And so this is where he chooses to push it. Yeah, after being in that flat desert for so long, it's pretty cool to have this different views and the rocks and the mountains and the whole thing. So, all right, baby, I'm really close. So, I think you're right, though. If I don't get something, then I'm just gonna need to start limping my way back to Indy. Just basically spend the Shabbat wherever Abba places me, and so be it. Baruk Yahuah. See my Shah showing her strength there too, because I know that she wants me to be home for the Shabbat, and I just basically just said that I was going to come, even if if I don't get a load, I'll just come home. And she's like, remember we said, I love my Shah so much because she helps me. And we did say this, know that I need the money right now. We need the money. And I'm going to limp my way back to Indy. If I don't get a load, I'll just go back and get an outbound and get whatever I can get. I'm telling you, dude, if I go back and they give me a load to New York, if that's what it ends up being, then that's what it's going to end up being. I'm going to go back and I'm going to say, well, I mean, whatever the fattest thing I see. That's pretty much what I go by. You know, I'm not going to, if something pays $1.45 and it's heavy, but it's a lot because it's far, I might not take that. I do try to look at the rate and look at the weight, and I also even will try to look and see if it means I have to go through some areas I don't want to go through, but that's become a lot less of a factor for me now. And I hate to admit that that's true. When I first started out, I'm like, I'm not gonna go to California or New York, or you know. But I already have, and Abba covers me. Abba covers me, you guys. I'd spend 2 nights in a rest area in California that was plumb filled up with homeless folks, and I learned and I realized, look, those people are not a threat to me. You know? And that's the Father's favor, of course, but it's also when you see people who have been put through difficulty by the beast system, it's different than somebody who's just covered in demons and addicted to narcotics. You know what I mean? People who will rob, cheat, and steal for their next fix. That's going to be a problem. Right? But somebody sleeping in their Mercedes because they got let go from their company for various reasons is not the threat. You know, it doesn't have anything to do with Mercedes. That's just an example that was physically manifested to me. I saw that. Right? Anyway, Baruk Yahuah, His will be done, whatever it is. And I just want to say, you know, Tana Abba for Maya Shah and her strength, because even though she wants me to come home, and I said I was going to come home, she wants to remind me of what our plan was, and, you know, kind of stay focused here. Because when I got this load in the first place, I said if I can get something going to Washington, great, but if not, then I need to get back up to Indy so I can get a couple more loads. And I got basically, what's today? It's already the 18th. I have about 3.5 weeks, right, that I can be earning. So, gotta try to make the most of it. And the way to make the most of it is to get outbound loads. Even though they're not dropping any outbound loads. I mean, so, because like from a driver's perspective, you don't understand everything that goes on in dispatch, but like dispatch could be having a meeting and they could be looking at different loads and they could be, well, basically bidding. You know, they have different drivers, they have different crews. They know what some of the needs are, so they could be there getting some of the loads, and then the ones that pop up on the board are kind of like the ones that are left. Especially like you got drivers that have a lot of seniority that have been with the company for a long time. Okay, you got a driver that's over at the lounge waiting for a load. He's been with the company 8 years. Doesn't have any tickets, you know, and he says, I need something going to Florida. There's a pretty great chance that he's going to get it. I would say normally. I don't know though, because there's always a possibility that everything to do with the strain. The black horse. I mean, eventually it's going to impact everything. There probably still are a lot of folks that are selling their houses and getting RVs because they're trying to downsize. Or maybe they too want to get away from neighborhoods like I did. I don't know, man. Yahuwah knows. Trust Yahuwah. I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but there's like this really massive boulder that's sitting up on this very steep, like, it's hard to believe that it's not just tumbling down the hill. Barely not going to be able to see it. It's weird. It's a huge round rock, and it's just stationary on a very steep slope where you would be like, well, how is that not tumbling down? Woo! Alright, we're down to 3,000, so we've come down 1,500 feet already. Pretty short period of time, too. Reservation. East Willows Road. Now when I go back, if that's where I go, it kind of looks like it will be the case right now, then I probably won't go the same way, you know what I mean? I'll probably just try to go the most direct route. I'm also going to try to avoid tolls, because I don't get reimbursed for tolls when I'm inbound. So I don't want to pay tolls that I'm not going to get reimbursed for. Not foolish, right? I mean, not claiming to be perfectly wise, but why? Yeah. Sometimes it could be worth it, though. I'm not trying to say that it can't, right? Sometimes it would be worth it to pay $4 or $5 in tolls if it's going to save you hours. I'm just saying, generally speaking, I wouldn't. It's not profitable too, because I won't get reimbursed. I'm trying to say. Yeah, it's quite a bit coming down the mountain. 16 miles. Yeah, the auxiliary tank is filled, and the truck tank is at half now. But it was also filled not too long ago. So I was trying to stay away from having to get fuel in California. Straight up. I think it will be wise for me to call my dispatcher after I drop this, if I haven't gotten a load, which doesn't look like I'm gonna, and just explain that I'm coming back for outbound, and please keep me in mind for something outbound. I might do an email. I think that might even be the best way. Probably go off duty, give myself a coffee, because I have, prepared. I had a little extra time this dawning because I have to wait for this business to open, so I gotta make myself another coffee. Excuse me, and type up a quick email, basically saying what I'm looking for, preferably a fifth wheel, preferably headed to the northwest. I might leave that part out. I don't know. I might put that at the end. Preferably a fifth wheel. It doesn't have to be. Preferably greater than $2,000. And if at all possible, headed. I don't know. I gotta come up with some kind of language, but plant that seed. I can't get self-dispatched on an outbound load unless I'm 250 miles away from Goshen. That ain't gonna happen until probably Thursday. Actually, no, it's gonna be longer than that, and it's probably gonna be Friday. Actually, Friday would be kind of great, because then if I get dispatched a unit on Friday, I could have all the way till Monday to pick it up, and I need to do laundry. Some supplies. I don't know what to think about my tires rotation. I mean, it ain't gonna hurt them, but it would be best. I don't feel like Transport ProTech really does tire rotation necessarily. Balancing, or I don't think they really do tires. Just doing a lot of thinking out loud, guys. All that you're enjoying the view. You see that water down there? Look at that. The truth is that there's actually a lot of beauty in California. Just that because of the people, you may not really be able to enjoy it. And that's the thing too, that sucks, man, because there's actually cool folks here too. It's like a disease that spreads, and it infiltrates everything it touches, and it ruins it for everybody else, because there are cool folks. There's cool folks that have grown up here generationally. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I got siblings mixed in here, man. They may not be in the way. I promote that they come out soon because they ain't got a lot of time. Boy, come out of her. She's gonna take her straight to make a fire with her because she ain't getting out. All them devils ain't got no escape. And they're gonna take every single one with them that they can because of their hate. So this place is called Lakeside, eh? I'm so close right now. I'm like 10 miles away. 10 miles. Hallelujah Yahuah. So yeah, Cajon is like a box or like a drawer. So apparently that's what they named this. They don't realize that they're calling it Baal's drawer. But yeah. Starting to see them palm trees. And I guess we're getting kind of close to the water, to the ocean, right? San Diego is what it really is. Right? And Baruk Atah Yahuah that we're not having to get closer than this, because I don't want to be all up into San Diego, bro, or San Francisco, or Los Angeles, or any of that. I do think that I'm going to stop the video for now, and I'm going to start trying to get my mind in the delivery gear, because that's what's coming up next for me, is finally delivering this unit for Ruach Ha'Qadash. See all those dinosaurs? Those are just as real as the ones that they taught you about in school, because dinosaurs are fake too. Whoa! Ruach Ha'Qadash. Dragons are not fake though. Leviathan is real. I'm pretty sure hearts are going to fail when that truth is seen, known. Shalom, Mashpaka. Be back with you soon, Abba willing. Talk about everything that's going to go on next. Alright. Easy peasy. It's all dropped off, paperwork scanned and uploaded. No reloads. Saw a couple loads that were going from Indy to Florida. Tried to throw out a request to get one. Haven't even heard back, and they're already all gone. Like, they're gone so fast. So that's obviously not happening. So I'm headed back to Indy, and I'm gonna just try to keep my eyes open. Gonna try to see how far I can make it back, where I'm gonna have my Shabbat rest, where all the places are to get the best price on fuel. Keeping my eyes peeled right now, man, because if I see something, I might have to get me some asada, some carne from California. I'm gonna be also keeping my eye out for some some stuff that I want to do for my baby. You know, she might tell me, oh, you don't need to do that, you don't need to do that. Well, I want to. So, but yeah, this is an interesting little area that I've wound up on. I'm coming through like a County of San Diego airport. Gillespie Air or something. So, I don't know. I was like, well, there's probably going to be some kind of like little stand or like, you know, I do. I look for the mom and pop place. I'm not looking for nothing fancy. But to be honest with you, it's not looking too favorable right this moment. I might actually like check this out real quick. This is kind of like an industrial area, but you never know. Yeah. Right there, I just saw it. I don't know if it's only like a sit-down place, but I'm gonna check it out and see. So I'll be back with you guys as soon as I can. All right. So stand by. Stay tuned. Shalom. Yo, score. Authentic carne asada breakfast burrito. Salsa verde. Let's get it. Hallelujah. Yahuah. Alright, so I'm gonna get this down my gullet, and I wanted to use up a little bit that I had left over from the last place, and then we'll get out on the road. I'll be back with you guys. So Baruk Yahuah Tada Abba. Thank you so much. Oh wow, family. Yeah, Gilberto's in El Cajon or Cajon. That place was the truth, dude. That was amazing. I don't even know how people drive in this place. Everything's so cramped. I was kind of wanting to be able to at least get his store on the camera. So there it is, right there. Just the tiniest little place. Very, very simple inside. I will say, muy excelente. The traffic here is kind of ridiculous. Like, seriously, dude. And I need to go about the most impossible way. But it's not my first rodeo. So, espérate un momento. And then I can go. See? He just had to wait a second. It's not that big a deal. All the gas is starting with $4. $4.39, $59, $79, $4.89 for diesel, and that's probably actually cheap for Cali. Crazy as that is, it's the truth. Okay, I have to go on this side. Alright. I have to go through the light and onto 52 West. Which they're already showing me all kinds of, you know, construction signs. Dude, this little old person right here, I think is literally like lost outside of themselves, tormented by wicked Ruach Yahusha. Wow. Wow. Alright, let's get up here. I don't even know what to expect. It's 11:30. On a Monday. So shouldn't really be traffic. I mean, we'll see. I feel like it's going to actually be better than what I'm expecting. Does that make sense? I'm expecting it to be better than what I'm expecting. Ah, that's funny. It really doesn't make sense, but I guess what I'm saying is I don't think it's going to be as unwell as I maybe believed that Cali was going to be like. There, that's maybe a little bit better. All right. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to use some of my profits just to get back to my next load. But that's what it would have been if I was like, I'm gonna just do 4 outbound loads, like no matter what they are. I'm just gonna do it. It would have been the same thing. So it's okay. That's really what the commitment was. Initially, anyways, was to just try to get, try to get a bunch of outbound loads. So what it's doing now is taking me to I-15 North. That's the goal, I guess you could call it. Objective for right now. Okay. Also to not go as slow because I don't have a trailer. I have my rock guard off. So we should start to see miles per gallon closer to the 18, 19, 20 range. And remember, it's actually more than that anyway because the tires are aftermarket tires. And just larger than stock. You know what I mean? So, and the speedometer has not been calibrated. It's really not that much off though, to be honest. Big truck. Well, it's still definitely desert-like. We just have a few, mountains. Look at the sagebrush and how it's just all dry. Baruk Yahuah. So now we'll just wait and make sure that everything goes through on the paperwork. I only had $1.50 worth of tolls, so there isn't much in line of, in the way of reimbursements. So it should be pretty straightforward as far as them processing the paperwork. Still early enough in the day, I believe, that the process or payment should go through today. So just keep an eye out for it. I think I have enough fuel on board to get me to. It's kind of crazy. It's like little something Arizona, and I'm gonna pass through Vegas, but then I'll just barely clip the northwest corner of Arizona. Kind of fun. If, what was I going to say? If you're easily amused, which sometimes I am. Obviously, in this case, I am a little easily amused because I find that to be a little bit funny that I'm going to go into Arizona. Like if I had a trailer and then would I have to get a permit just to go through that? I mean, it's the tiniest little. That's funny. Seeing some kind of city-like looking residential something up here. I don't know what. I'm not really sure what's all what. It's all like one major city anyway, right? This is still part of San Diego, but it's not giving me like a designation. But I am going to be getting on 15 in 1 mile, so let me scooch on over here. I'll get to those in just a moment, baby. That's timing is just needing me to take a little bit slow, okay? Junction 15, Kearney Villa Road, Carney Villa, something like that. Not Carney like me. Kearney, like someone's last name, is what it looks like to me. Slide on over the rest of the way, I think. Well, actually, hang on. Yeah, because I got to go north. So the lane I was in is going to turn to the south. Funny thing is, you get used to hauling a trailer for 5 days, and then you want to slow down, and you reach over to hit a trailer brake, and there's trailer brake. What trailer brake? You ain't got no trailer, bro. I actually don't know that I even made myself. Filled the form, but then I was like, I'm going to eat my burrito first, and then I forgot to press the button. So, yeah. 111 miles. Okay, cool. So we're going to be on this one for a bit, and I don't have to like stress out about that. 15 north for 111 miles. I got some messages from Yahusha I need to take a look at when it's safe to do so. Okay, she sent me a voice message. I'm gonna go listen to that message, and we'll see how it goes. If I don't come back right away, no worries. It just wasn't time. But I'll be back when it is time. Yahuah knows. Shalom. All right, I'm back. So I guess it seems appropriate to listen to this with you. It's supposed to be Trump and Zelensky. I'm sure there will be comms dropped. Little revelation of the method type of thing. And let's just listen to it and discern. And please comment if you hear something that I miss, or I mean, either way, let me know what you're hearing. It's not for everyone to always follow all of the, stage performances by these wicked kings who conspire to make war with the kingdom of Yah. Is it to make war with the Most High, who is Mashiach, and his bride, the apple of his eye, who he lays down everything for, and by which his wrath will be poured out on the face of the earth. Let me just see here. I got another message from my baby, so let me see if it's a voice one. Take a moment before I start the video and just make sure, like, if she was something else that she wanted to tell me. I was just sharing with her how my asada burrito from here was a lot different than Texas, and so, Southern California Mexican is different than Texas Mexican. She's just telling me. Yeah, totally truth. Both are really yummy, however, and I just miss my baby's cooking, because it's the best. She hears me say it, and she doesn't believe me, but I'm telling the truth. I tell her all the time, I'm like, this is the best, and it could be something that she's already made me. It continues to be the best, and I don't have to flatter or whatever. All I have to do is tell the truth, and that's it. It's straight up facts, man. And it could be that as I am increasing in my thanks to Abba, he's allowing me to have more gil in all things. Could be. And so I know sometimes she's like, I don't know exactly how to make it exactly like that again. Like she can make it. She can improvise and just a little of this and a little of that, however much she needs at the time, and it's just like hitting it out of the park. Wow. Yeah, she's got a couple things that she made where I'm like, I want that right now, and she's like, I'll save some for you in the freezer. And I'm like, I want to get home and have that. But now I'm just like, Abba, take me home. But going back to Goshen. And that's what we're doing. So may Yahuah Barak it. Who knows? I might get one from Wakarusa to Marysville. That would be ideal right there, because it would be like $3,600 and like probably 12 would be fuel. So, it'd be like this one probably, if not more. Could be more. It depends too on the weight and stuff. There were all those loads going to Florida. They were paying $1,700. They were given $1.43 mile. I don't know why they're doing that. Those are brand new manufactured units going like to Camping Worlds, and I guess somehow Camping World was able to like get some kind of great rates contracted to them in order to maintain the privilege. Because that's what happens when they have the bulk that they have, then they have leverage in their negotiation strength. Facts. Just the facts. And I can see how it would be difficult from Wave's perspective to play too much hardball, because you better trust and believe that some of these other companies they'll jump right at the opportunity to take over those, And people not too long ago were like, yeah, sure, Indiana Transport has loads, but they're paying $1.42 a mile. Dude, those loads are paying $1.43. What? You know what I mean? Pride before a fall. That's what I think of. So I'm just gonna try to wait on Abba and give thanks for whatever he ordains for me, Baruk Atah. All right, I got a message from my shop. I'll be right back. All right, man, there's just big city sprawl stuff everywhere out here. I'm near a place called Escondido. And then, I don't know, kind of also close to San Marcos. So, just a little update, right? I'm on 15 north. And we're going to go up north California, then cut across Vegas. That's the plan. Now let's listen to what these CLOUUNs have to say. Oh, sorry. Just 1 second. I didn't want to start the playback until. Oh, okay. Traffic. Messages and playback, and I get overwhelmed. When things happen in threes, I start to glitch out. Sorry. Yahuah give me strength. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, Mama Bear, you can. Thank you for asking. All right, I'm gonna give just another moment because I might get another. mean, some of these houses, bro, like, seriously, like some of the houses that are up on these hills, crazy. It really is crazy. How much they receive their reward already. You know that? This is what happens when you serve the beast system. You receive your reward already. Yahusha has gone to prepare for us a mansion. Several rooms. If it were not so, he would have told you so. And so, we don't have our best life now. And the ones that are having their best life now, you think about what that means it can only get worse from here. You see what I mean? Like I say, this is the closest to Sheol that I'm ever going to get. And he's showing me every day just how much wickedness there is in the world. Hallelujah. Alright, let's hear what they're going to say.
Audio as we are now walking inside the Oval Office.
Before they start, I just want to say Trump has been commenting a lot on all of her what do you call it when you're doing like decorating, right? You're changing the paintings and the furniture and you know the paint and just doing all these things, remodeling, because it's it's real estate, right? But really it's also all comms, and they use a lot of symbols and symbolism and things that can be difficult for the average person to like weed through and discern. And then there's a lot of like controlled opposition agents that might come out and say, oh, it means this and it means this and it means this, which could be based on true things, but it's just misdirection too. So we have to be like really, really cautious with that, because it's like it's a lie, it's a thing. Answering my Shah real quick again. Alright, let's see if we can get any meat out of this. Like I said, you're dealing anyways with actors, right? Like there's probably literal IMDb accounts on both of these characters. Right? It's kind of funny when you think about it. Like, they don't even try to hide it. And I think, like, even Zelensky, like, played the role of a president in one of his acting performances. It's funny. Think about all the places that we went and we saw such poverty, and then look at this lavish lifestyle up on the hill. Like, it's just pretty crazy, really. It's pretty crazy.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to have the president of Ukraine with us. We've had a lot of good discussions, a lot of good talks, and I think progress is being made, very, very substantial progress in many ways.
And then there's an ad. Crazy, bro. Well, I will take a second to say that the young man that helped me out at Camping World, he was right on. Chewy. May I have a Baruk him. And, you know, I always appreciate it when there's like professionalism and kindness, like, you know, we're able to treat each other with respect, and it's Qadash, and so I just appreciate it and would like to mention that.
Just a short while ago with the president of Russia, and I think there's a possibility that something could come out of it, and today's meeting is very important. We have, I guess, the seven very powerful leaders from Europe, and we're going to be meeting with them right after this meeting, and thank you very much for being here.
Thanks so much, Mr. President. If I can, first of all, thank you for the invitation, and thank you very much for your efforts. Personal efforts to stop killings and stop this war. Thank you, and using this opportunity, many thanks to your wife, First Lady of the United States. She sent a letter to Putin about our children, adopted children, and my wife, First Lady of Ukraine. She gave the letter. It's not to you, to your wife.
No, I want
Yeah. So we're saying this sensitive topic. Yes, please. And thanks to our partners, and that you supported this format, that after our meeting we can have leaders who are around us, UK, France, Germany, Italy, Finland, EU, NATO, I mean all partners around Ukraine supporting us. Thanks to them, and thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you very much for being here.
President Trump. Ready?
Yes, Peter, go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. So, President Zelensky, you say in the post-Onyx today, Russia must end this war, which it itself started. President Trump, you say President Zelensky of Ukraine can end the war with Russia almost immediately if he wants to, which is...
No, I think that's true. I think we're going to have a meeting. I think if everything works out well today, we'll have a trilat. And I think there will be a reasonable chance of ending the war when we do that.
And, is this the end of the road for American support for Ukraine? Is today's meeting deal or no deal?
I can never say that. It's never the end of the road. People are being killed and we want to stop that. So I would not say it's the end of the road. No, I think we have a good chance of doing it. It's been almost 4 years now that a lot of people were killed last week. A lot of people last week. I mean, millions of people killed, but a lot of people last week for whatever reason. A big number, a lot of soldiers, on both sides. And I know the president, I know myself, and I believe Vladimir Putin wants to see it ended.
And as you met with Putin on Friday, today you've got President Zelensky here. As you listen to Russia and Ukraine,
I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but there is a massive, there's the shadow of it. We just went underneath this bridge or something. I don't even think that's for cars. I think it's a pedestrian bridge or something. I don't know, maybe it is for cars. I think it's massive. Like, lengthwise. People who live up on top of those hills are other cars up there. So amazing. I mean, just like, wow. And the thing is, like, when I stop and think about it, it's like, why? It's all about the bragging rights or what have you, because there's land everywhere. There's nothing about this land, the climate, anything that makes it the choicest, the sweetest thing, right? build a structure like that way up there and have to make a special bridge and for road and all, you know what I mean? When there's all this other land that's readily available. Think about what kind of sense that makes. It ultimately makes no sense. There's something very large over on my left that's, look, got a lot of trucks at it, and I don't know if it's a truck stop. I guess it is a truck stop. I thought it could have been a rest area, but it's not. Usually a place like that will have big signs bragging about, you know, their name and their logo and what have you. I mean, maybe it is a rest area. It's definitely massive. Whatever it is. Try to get around this flatbed because he's just going a little bit on the slow side is all.
Which side has the better cards?
Well, I don't want to say that. I'm just here to be. Look, this isn't my war. This is Joe Biden's war. He's the one that had a lot to do with this happening, and we want to get it ended. And we want it to end good for everybody. We want it to end good. The people of Ukraine have suffered incredibly.
President Zelensky, are you prepared to keep sending Ukrainian troops to their deaths for another couple of years, or are you going to agree to redraw the maps?
Thank you for your question. So, first of all, you know, we live under each day attacks. You know that today have been a lot of attacks and a lot of wounded people, and the child was dead, small bomb, one year and a half. So we need to stop this war, to stop Russia, and we need support American and European partners. And we will do our best for this. So, and I think we show that we are strong people, and we supported the idea of the United States, of personally of President Trump, to stop this war, to make a diplomatic way of finishing this war, and we are ready for trilateral, as President said. This is a good signal about trilateral. I think this is very good. Thank you.
If the peace deal will be achieved, are you going to be willing to send American peacekeepers to Ukraine?
Well, we're going to work with Ukraine. We're going to work with everybody, and we're going to make sure that if there's peace, the peace is going to stay long term. This is very long term. We're not talking about a 2-year peace and then we end up in this mess again. We're going to make sure that everything's good, and we'll work with Russia. We're going to work with Ukraine, and we're going to make sure it works. And I think if we can get to peace, it's going to work. I have no doubt about it.
Your team has talked about security guarantees. Could that involve U.S. troops? Would you roll that out in the future?
We'll let you know that maybe later today. We're meeting with 7 great leaders of great countries also, and we'll be talking about that. They'll all be involved. But
I put curing hepatitis C on mine today.
Another commercial. Sorry. Triple axle voltage. Big trailer right there. I jump over here to get around this car and then it speeds up. So crazy, man. There's another huge hill with a mansion on top of it right there. Mission Road. Just ask yourself who they serve.
when it comes to security, there's going to be a lot of help. It's going to be good. They are first line of defense because they're there. They're Europe. But we're going to help them out also. We'll be involved.
Vladimir Putin mentioned that the war will not end without addressing the root causes of this war. Have you had an understanding what are the root causes of this war?
Well, look, the war is going to end. When it ends, I can't tell you, but the war is going to end, and this gentleman wants it to end, and Vladimir Putin wants it to end. I think the whole world is tired of it, and we're going to get it ended. It was, I've done 6 wars. I've ended 6 wars, and I thought this maybe would be the easiest one. and it's not the easiest one. It's a tough one. A lot of reasons for it, and they'll be talking about it for a long time. But they'll be talking about the others. Look, India, Pakistan. We're talking about the big places. When you look at, you just take a look at some of these wars. You go to Africa and take a look at that. Rwanda and the Congo, Republic of the Congo. That's been going on for 31 years. And so we've done a total of 6, and we really have 6, not including the fact that we obliterated, and it turned out to be a total obliteration, the nuclear, as you said, the future nuclear.
So crazy. There's a mansion over here on my side. It's like a 3-story house or something. But what's really interesting about it is there are 2 very large containers that could possibly hold water, fuel. I mean, huge municipal size or government size tanks up on the very top of this mountain. That is so wild, bro. It's like they had somebody truck these palm trees up to the tippy top of this rocky mountain so they can plant them in a row to line the road. You probably see that. I see that out your window right now. Okay, now this is crazy. So this is Rainbow Valley Boulevard. Okay? If you look at southbound I-15 at the Rainbow Valley Boulevard exit, they're just 1 mile past their way station, and so the trucks have all parked on the side of the road. Oh no, they're in line for the way station. My apologies, family. Wow, that's the line for the way station. 40 trucks? No, there's one. It isn't even over. It's going around the corner. Oh, that might be the last one, actually. So, okay. So that was the last one. So, yeah. Literally like 40 trucks in a row. 35 trucks in a row waiting their turn to get weighed. Wow. No wonder why they don't want us. It says rental delivery trucks must. I wonder if I'm going to get any clear signs. Trucks remain in line. So this one doesn't have the same kind of a line. And I can't tell if they want RVs to go in there or not. You know, California, you really should make it clear in your signs if you want RVs to go in there or not. Loaded trucks, empty trucks. Part of me thinks that they mean this kind of truck right here, but they're not clear about it. So, and a lot of other places do weigh commercial transport of RVs. So, oh boy.
Capability of Iran. And this one, I think we're going to get solved also. I feel confident we're going to get it solved.
Thank you, Mr. President. Can you tell us about your conversations with European leaders and what they need to see to support an end to the war?
Yeah, well, we're going to be meeting with a great representative group and 7 very powerful, very big countries. And great people, all friends of mine and friends of yours. And we're going to have some suggestions made. They want to see peace. They would like to see peace. In the red.
President Trump, do you think it's fair for Ukraine and for Russia to achieve a lasting and durable peace if Ukraine cedes its territories that Russia hasn't yet conquered? Do you think it's a fair peace for Ukraine?
We're going to have a lasting peace. Just to answer the first part of your question, we're going to have a lasting peace. I hope it's going to be immediately. I hope it doesn't have to go on, and I think people of the whole world is going to be very happy when that's announced. Yes, please.
You posted on social media, Mr. President, a very touching letter from the First Lady, and the letter was hand-delivered to President Putin, and it calls for an end to the war, essentially, because of the children and the children's future. Why did the First Lady feel that letter was necessary? Was it because she believes that Mr. Putin is the aggressor in the war? Is a similar letter being hand-delivered to President Zelensky?
So the First Lady felt very strongly. She's watched the same thing that you watch and that I watch. I see things that you don't get to see, and it's horrible. But when she's got a great love of children, she has a wonderful son that she loves, probably more than anybody, including me. I hate to say it, but she loves her son. She loves children. And she hates to see something like this happening, and that goes for other wars too. I mean, she sees the heartbreak, the parents, the funerals that you see on television. Always funerals. We want to see something other than funerals. No, she felt it was a beautiful letter. It was very well received by him, and she did ask me to say, you know, she would love to see this end. She would love to see it end, and she says it very openly, very proudly, and with great sorrow, because so many people have been killed.
Last week,
Brian, go ahead, Brian.
Yes, sir. I've got a question for each of you.
Yes.
First of all, President Zelensky, you look fabulous in that suit.
I said the same.
Yeah, you look good.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, looks
Everybody
good.
said it wasn't a tattoo last time.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah, I apologize to you. You look wonderful. No, my first question for you, President Zelensky.
In the same suit. You see, I changed you.
Maybe yours is much better. Real quickly, upon peace, God willing we get peace, are you open to holding an election in your country?
Yes, of course. We are open for election, yes. We have to do safety circumstances, and a little bit we need to work in the parliament, because during the war you can't have elections, but we can do security. We need, maybe, how to say, we need a truth. Yes, everywhere, the battlefield, in the sky and the sea, yeah, to make possible for people to
So sorry. Another commercial.
democratic, open, legal elections.
So you say
we are ready.
during the war you can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5 years from now. So you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody?
Oh my gosh. I can't even believe that they're doing that. Yeah, I seriously doubt that it's going to take 3.5 years for the U.S. to declare war, but maybe that's what they're placing the stage for right here, because it's like Trump's just sitting there like a light bulb just went off, like ding. Oh, so you're saying that you can't have elections in a war? So if in 3.5 years, when we're supposed to have elections, we just so happen to be in a war, then I can stay the president? You gotta be kidding me, man. This is a freaking clown show.
No more elections. So, I wonder what the fake news is.
Speaking of news,
This is how they mock you to your face, because everyone's supposed to just accept the fact that Zelensky remains in power because they have a war and so they can't have elections. And this is supposed to be like a joke. They're laughing at us. He's an actor, man. I don't know. It's so frustrating. 15 North goes to LA. 215 North goes to Riverside.
insane for me even to ask this, but do you think the American media really doesn't even want a peace deal because they've seen they've been so critical of you every step of the way as you lead the charge for peace?
It's an amazing phenomenon. I said that if in the settlement you got Moscow, St. Petersburg, and thousands of miles around them, they would say I made a bad deal. The level of hatred and animosity is incredible. Not with all. We have great people up here. We also have terrible people up there that I think are told what to say. But, you know, in solving all of these wars, they don't even write about it. You know, I saw major wars. I saw wars that have been going on for 31, 35, and 37, and a couple of quicker ones. One that was going to go into a full-blown deal very quickly. You know what the one I'm talking about. It was a big one. But they don't even write about that. No matter what I do, no matter what, and you know, this is not anything to do with you, it's probably to your advantage in a certain way, but no matter what I do, no matter what deal I make, from my standpoint, you'll come out good. Maybe President Putin will come out good.
So Lincoln right here with the suicide door, 60-something. Probably not going to make it in the camera. Just barely see the roof. It's quite the ride. I mean, it's very stylish. Interesting choice in color, and it's kind of like a, I don't know what you call that color. It reminds me of some sofa from the 60s. Like, it's like a greenish yellow.
Trump was absolutely horrible. It's just that, and I've lived with that for a long time. I've lived with it since just before the first election. I used to get great publicity. Now I get the worst publicity anyone's ever gotten in office, but I won in a landslide, so that people understand they're the only ones that count ultimately. But I've also had great reporters. I've had journalists that are very good. But it's very sad when you do the right thing. As an example, they said, because of the fact that Vladimir Putin came to American soil, this was a tremendous defeat for Donald Trump. No, it was really wonderful that he did it. It was a hard thing for him to do, to be honest with you. It was the opposite of what they said, but they said it. Now, if he didn't come, they said that was also bad for Trump. Yeah, there's no way. And there's just a great dishonesty of the press, and I think that's why it's lost its credibility. You know, its credibility is at an all-time low. We have a thing going on right now in D.C. We went from the most unsafe place anywhere to a place that now friends are calling me up, Democrats are calling me up, and they're saying, sir, I want to thank you. My wife and I went out to dinner last night for the first time in 4 years, and Washington, D.C. is safe, and you did that in 4 days. I'll tell you, it's safe. I had another friend of mine, he has a son who's a great golfer, he's on tour, and he came in 4th yesterday in the big tournament where Scotty Scheffler made the great shot, and he said his son is going to dinner in Washington, D.C. tonight. I said, would you have allowed that to happen a year ago? He said, no way, no way. He said, what you've done is incredible. And I think the people realize it. But the press says, he's a dictator, he's trying to take over. No, all I want is security for our people. But people that haven't gone out to dinner in Washington, D.C. in 2 years are going out to dinner. And the restaurants the last 2 days were busier than they've been in a long time.
So I walked around yesterday with MTG. If you can walk around with D.C. with MTG and not be attacked, this city is safe.
Thank you, Mr. President. Last week you warned of what you called severe consequences if a 30-day ceasefire or any type of ceasefire were not agreed to by Russia. Will there be severe consequences? Does that change because of
I don't think you need a ceasefire. You know, if you look at the 6 deals that I settled this year, they were all at war. I didn't do any ceasefires. And I know that it might be good to have, but I can also understand strategically why, well, you know, one country or the other wouldn't want it. You have a ceasefire and they rebuild and rebuild and rebuild, and, you know, maybe they don't want that. But if you look at the 6 deals that we made peace and you know, long-term, long-running wars, I didn't do any ceasefires. Would I like the concept. You know, I like the concept of a ceasefire for one reason, because you'd stop killing people immediately, as opposed to in 2 weeks or 1 week or whatever it takes. But we can work a deal where we're working on a peace deal while they're fighting. They have to fight. I wish they could stop. I'd like them to stop. But strategically, that could be a disadvantage for one side or the other. But
there you go. You just want to know who you know we should go.
Just another ad. It's very exhausting listening to this.
without even the mention of the words ceasefire.
Can you explain the decision to offer Ukraine Article 5 like security guarantees, but stop short of pushing for their full membership?
Yeah, but we haven't done anything on that yet. If you look back and you go back long before President Putin, it was always a statement that they would never allow Ukraine into NATO. So that was a statement that was made, but we haven't discussed any of that yet. We're going to be discussing it today, but we will give them very good protection, very good security. That's part of it. And the people that are waiting for us, they are, I think they're very like-minded. They want to help out.
Thank you, President. Thank you, President Trump. The United States has already given hundreds of billions of dollars to this war effort in Ukraine. At best, it is a stalemate, and the killing continues. So, President Trump, how much more is the United States willing to give Ukraine? And President Zelensky, how much more do you want?
Well, I'll start off just by saying we're not giving anything now. We're selling weapons. This is something before, I guess the number is well over 300.
What in the world? You guys see that house up there? Plug up their solar panels and get those installed up there. Like, sometimes when I see something like, does that belong to some kind of like movie producer or actor or athlete? Who knows, man? Crazy.
$1 billion. I was under Joe Biden, a corrupt politician, not a smart man, never was. By the way, go back 40 years, he was not a smart man 40 years ago either, but now he's in particular bad. This was done by a corrupt administration that shouldn't have been in, and frankly, if the right results of the election were given, if I were president, this war would have never taken place, and he would have been very happy, because he would have liked to have seen. I mean, they went through hell. He went through hell. This war would have never happened, and the people that were killed, a couple of million people, a lot of people with soldiers and everything else, and the people that have been displaced and forced into other areas and other countries because of what's happened, none of that would have happened. And I'm just saying that he was a horrible president, whether it was the borders or this. He was just a horrible, corrupt president.
I can't think so much. So first of all, we have possibility now to buy weapons from the United States. We're thankful for this program and this opportunity. We're thankful for Europe. They pay for this. And through NATO program, for example, and etc. We have some programs where we can have some money to finance this. And this is a part, I think, it's not a part for the war and to defend us. It also will be a part for security guarantees, to strengthen our army, to rearm Ukrainian army. This is very, very important. And it depends how much money we need to rearm. For example, the question of air defense, we spoke about it with President Trump, and I'm happy that we have now bilateral decisions and we work on it with production, American production. Nobody in Europe has so many air defense like Patriots, for example. We need it very much, and this is also about defending.
You know, I think the good news, we make the best military equipment in the world by far. You mentioned the Patriots. How good are they?
Systems.
We have systems, they're literally 100% foolproof. And it's really like shooting two bullets. You know, two bullets hitting each other in the air in a space like this. The chance, 100%. It's 99 to 100%. So we sell the equipment to NATO. And NATO does what, I don't know what the arrangement is that you have with, but I know that they want you to have that equipment. And we're getting the best equipment in the world, but they pay us for the equipment. Under Biden, it was just crazy what was going on. I believe the number is over 300. I think it could be $350 billion worth of equipment and money and everything else. And we've made more progress in settling this war in the last 2 months than they made in 4 years. They should have been settled a long time ago, but it should have never happened. Yep.
You pushed out on social media.
Brian, go first.
You pushed out on social media about doing away with mail-in ballots and potentially electronic voting machines. Can you expand on that and how important
Well, this is a very off-topic, just really quickly. Mail-in ballots are corrupt. Mail-in ballots, well, you can never have a real democracy with mail-in ballots. And we, as a Republican Party, are going to do everything possible that we get rid of mail-in ballots. We're going to start with an executive order that's being written right now by the best lawyers in the country to end mail-in ballots because they're corrupt. And you know that we're the only country in the world, I believe, I may be wrong, but just about the only country in the world that uses it because of what's happened. Massive fraud all over the place. The other thing we want change are the machines. For all of the money they spend, it's approximately 10 times more expensive than paper ballots. And paper ballots are very sophisticated with the watermark paper and everything else. We would get secure elections, we'd get much faster results. The machines, I mean, they say we're going to have the results in 2 weeks. With paper ballots, you have the results.
Oh, just wanted to check this. I could check this truck out. Imagine driving that sucker for a living, and I'm pretty sure there's proper payment for the load. That's a real pretty truck. I mean, just saying, that's my style truck right there. We have a sleeper on there too. And I don't know how you get a contract to haul that. Pretty sure it pays very well. Wow. Okay, just wanted to.
That night, most people, but most people, many countries use paper ballots. It's the most secure form. So between paper ballots, very, very important, paper ballots, and I think maybe even more important, the mail-in voting. We're going to end mail-in voting. It's a fraud. If you have mail-in vote, even Jimmy Carter with this commission, they set it up. He said the one thing about mail-in voting, you will never have an honest election if you have mail-in. And it's time that the Republicans get tough and stop it because the Democrats want it. It's the only way they can get elected. Because with men and women's sports and with transgender for everybody and open borders and all of the horrible things, and now the new thing is they love crime. They're fighting me on the fact that I've made Washington, D.C. safe. We're not going to get mugged, beaten up, or killed like all the people you've been watching get so badly hurt. I'm glad, I hate to take your time with this, but I'm glad you asked me that question. We're going to stop mail-in ballots because it's corrupt. You know, when you go to a voting booth and you do it the right way, and you go to a state that runs it properly, you go in, they even ask me, they asked me for my license plate, for identity. I said, I don't know if I have it. They said, sir, you have to have it. I was very impressed, actually. But it's very hard to cheat. with mail-in voting, as you know what happens in California, it's so corrupt, where some people get 5, 6, 7 ballots delivered to them, that we got to stop mail-in voting, and the Republicans have to lead the charge. The Democrats want it because they have horrible policy. If you have mail-in voting, you're not going to have many Democrats get elected. That's bigger than anything having to do with redistricting, believe me. And the Republicans have to get smart. We're not going to have a country. I said for a long time in rallies, you need borders and you need free and fair elections. Those two things, otherwise you don't have. We have strong borders now. In 90 days, Mr. President, we didn't have 0, 0 in 3 months. Not one person came in illegally into our country. In fact, even I find that hard to believe, but it's run by a little bit of a liberal group that put out the numbers, so I guess it's, but 0, 0, and 0. You go back a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 millions of people poured into our country. It was terrible. Thank you very much.
What guarantees do you need from President Trump to be able to make a deal? Is it American troops, intelligence, equipment? What is it?
Everything. Really, it includes two parts. First, strong Ukrainian army. That is what I began to discuss with your colleagues. And it's a lot about weapon and people and training issues and intelligence. And second, we will discuss with our partners. It depends on the big countries, on the United States, on a lot of our friends.
And Mr. President, are you willing to commit American troops to that NATO-like protection in order to get President Zelensky to a deal today?
Well, I don't know if you define it that way, but NATO-like, I mean, we have people waiting in another room right now. They're all here from Europe, biggest people in Europe, and they want to give protection. They feel very strongly about it, and we'll help them out with it. I think it's very important. I think it's very.
You guys remember that Rocky, where it was what was that Russian boxer's name? I can't remember now. Just think about the investment that's been made in propaganda, in movies, in books, in different events that have played out historically in the entirety of the Cold War, Reagan administration, I mean all of it, for a U.S. versus Russia showdown. And then ask yourself if you think they're going to let that go without capitalizing on it. Was that quote that says something about capitalizing on a tragedy, or shoot, I forgot. But it's a famous quote by one of their own. It's a club. They're in the thing together. Just recently, Yahusha had shared in her memories on Facebook, them all wearing their blue silk pajamas. They go to their ritual events together. And you had Putin and Xi and W. And then they made the meme and they wrote on their quote unquote enemies. Same old stuff that I've been saying on here, right? So there's twists and turns in the plot and in the drama, but at the end of the day, that's something that they're going to need to bring about, and they will bring it about, and it's not too far off. But little boxes on the hillside, little boxes full of ticky-tacky. They all look just the same. And those ones really do all look the same. They're even the same colors. There's differences, but they're very subtle and you almost can't even tell what the difference is. Alright guys, I think that's gonna, I'll let them wrap it up, but I think that's about it for this here.
Important to get the deal.
You've been involved in the position peacekeeping in Ukraine since your first day in the administration. What would you say to the Ukrainian people right now who are suffering under the Russian attacks and hoping that the American people will stand with them?
Well, I know Ukrainian people. I've known many over the years. They're great people. They're smart. They're energetic. They love their country. I mean, they love their country, and we want to get this war ended. That's all I can do. I love the Ukrainian people, but I love all people. I love the Russian people. I love them all. I want to get the war stopped. Very important.
Mr. President, is there any aspect of your discussion with Vladimir Putin that left you disappointed?
Look, we just spoke to, I was just telling the president, I just spoke to President Putin indirectly, and we're going to have a phone call right after these meetings today. And we may or may not have a trilat. If we don't have a trilat, then the fighting continues. And if we do, we have a good chance. I think if we have a trilat, there's a good chance of maybe ending it. But he's expecting my call when we're finished with this meeting. Thank you very much.
Five more miles and we'll switch it up, I guess. I don't know, it actually doesn't say that. It says 35 miles, 15 north. So I think it's more like basically stay on. They do that to me all the time. Like 15 north for 35 miles to stay on 15 north. Shall see. I'm gonna go ahead and end the camera for now, right? And I'm willing to be back with you guys sometime soon. I don't think I'm gonna be putting something out the entire way back to Goshen, but we'll go ahead and finish out this day and finalize it and try to get the videos uploaded. I did get El Cajon Uno uploaded finally, Baruk Atah Yahuah, and next we'll be working on Dos, and then we have Tres and Cuatro, and this is Cinco. So if I come across anything that I want to share or that Yahuah puts on my heart to speak about, we'll do that. The saga continues, right? The red horse, the black horse, the white horse, making war with Yashar'Al. That's the beast's agenda. It is all one world order, of course it is. And it's under the headship of the prince of the power of the air. And the return of an ancient evil in the flesh. So that's what I believe is going on with the Golden Dawn. That's why I believe that all the escalation is there, but yet it's equally sold as an angel of light at the same time. Despite all the attacks from the media, right? It's funny. But that's what we're dealing with, family. Looks like this is going to be Corona, California, that I'm coming into, which is also very significant in its etymology, okay, and the description from Revelation, a rider with a bow, talks on simplest of fabric, and a crown, Corona, going forth, conquering and to conquer, just like the world leaders of the entire world did, and the governors with their mandates, which are not laws. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump off of here for now, and Bobby willing, we'll be back shortly. All right, Shalom. rocks, huh? Yeah, this is a pretty area through here. We are on I-15 North in the area between LA and Vegas, how I would describe it. Close to the Mojave River. And there's an East Crohn's Lake, also not too far. It's 104 degrees here, so it's hot. We got about 200 miles until I get to our next stop. Right now I'm getting 19.5 miles to the gallon after going 200, just about 220 miles. It's actually pretty favorable considering I was stuck in traffic quite a bit in California, in the areas where I-15 is closest to LA, I guess. I don't know all the different town names. I don't really care, to be honest with you, but there's some sections my Yahusha knows where traffic is always jacked up. One of them it was kind of a joke. I guess they used to call it. I gotta go back. Oh, here it is. The place is called Fontana, but I guess they used to call it Fontucky, which is kind of funny because it's almost like Fawn, Montana, but they were calling it Fawn, Kentucky. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, tons of traffic there, bumper to bumper on the interstate. Speaking of Kentucky, that's why that driver was from. Some weird stuff coming through here, man. There was a lot of like graffiti and abandoned things, and there was some kind of like Liberty sculptures halfway to LasVegas.com. I don't know. But anyway, some of those mountains and the rocks that were there were just so pretty. I was like, oh, let me pop on here and share, give a little update. I have about, I want to say that I have probably 5 hours remaining on my log. Let me see. Oh no, I got 5:45, so quite a fair amount of time remaining. In about 3 hours, I'll be to this first fuel stop and top everything off, log the 30-minute break, and then press on, trying to get, as far as I can before bedding down for the night. because I don't know if it's possible to make it all the way back to Wakarusa for Shabbat, but if I can, I would very much like to do that. I might even be able to get some of the laundry done if I do it in, non-day. I don't know how else to say it. It could either be at the time before the sun or in the time after the sun, right? So, I don't know, we'll see. And I have some other supplies that I need to get. I can't do any of those things on the actual Shabbat day. But I know that I can plug in there and, I can go off to the room that's back by the shower and have some privacy, have a call with my Yahusha and go through scripture together, and that would be so great. Please help me and deliver me swiftly and safely to Wakarusa. I think that it's going to be impossible, but I haven't been able to double check. I will when I'm able to get the laptop back out. I'll be able to check. But yeah, look at this area, man. This is just like vast area. No one around. I find it amazing. And if you could literally like drill and have wells of living water, then why wouldn't you be able to have even community out here where it seems impossible? Maybe it is impossible, but that's also probably because lawlessness has gone completely wild and this whole land is given over. Either way, that's the update for now. And I will be back, at whatever time you want to points. If there is more to share, to say, the other thing to update, I guess, with regards to the RV transport is that the paperwork was all approved and the balance for the EL Cajon load was deposited onto my comp data card. So Baruk Atah. Alright, family, we'll see you soon. Abba willing. Shalom. By the way, it's kind of funny, I didn't realize that there are so much California drivers, but look at that place. Look at the population of that place. Sheesh, it's out of control. Alright guys, so you see these trees? I think these are Joshua trees. They remind me of a Joshua Tree National Forest that was like in, I think, Arizona or maybe Nevada. So I'm not far from that region, I guess, like overall. So I wonder if that's what these are, if it's the same thing. Law that you can see them there. And if you know, then you're gonna know like right away. My baby probably does know. And so, baby, if you watch this, then you can let me know, because I think that's what that is. And also, like, there's a mountain pass that we're about to go past, and I kind of feel like that's the new Peterbilts. I like those too. Anyways, I kind of feel like there could be the potential for some great views. So I just wanted to fire up the camera just in case. There's a big plant a over my left shoulder, which would be north of 15 at Mountain Pass, where they are stripping something out of our rocks, and just always leeching offer in order to profit off it. Profit off it. That's what they do. That's their thing. Like my Shah and I have this thing that we talk about. We always say, you know, the Luciferian cabal, whatever you want to call them, the power, the elite, the kings of the earth who conspire against you, and all that. They always seem to be able to find multiple ways to profit off something. That's why I know it's a demonic intelligence, a demonically inspired plan. Because they don't just do this one thing to just profit this one way. They do a thing and they're able to profit multiple ways off of it, or it opens a door and leads to another type of interaction or action that they can do that also has multiple revenues. I mean, sometimes it's money, but that's not really their goal or their aim, because remember, they print the money. There's no asset backing the currency. It's something that they can just, it's no problem, right? Taking things that are naturally abundant resources like water and oil, and then convincing us that those are depleting and that they can charge you for them and tax you for them, and now they even want to do it for air, for carbon. See, it just goes to show you that money is no matter. Okay? The commodities that they trade in go far beyond the material things that we think of. Look at this little camp. Let's see if we can get a view. Looks like there's going to be trucks blocking it the whole way, but right through there, right through there. A wrecker, a tow, and they got miscellaneous equipment being constructed. And it looks like kind of a rough life in those trailers. Anyway, so we're zipping on down the mountain here. All is going well. We had to go up the mountain there for quite a while, so the fuel miles per gallon dropped to 18.6, but I just saw it tick up to 18.7. I mean, it might have even went lower than that, and now it's just been ticking up a little because we are basically coming on down. I actually don't want the exhaust brake to turn that off. I don't want to use extra fuel to regulate my descent because I don't have weight behind me, if that makes sense. Mojave National Preserve. It is so much wide open spaces out here, y'all. Oh my gosh, what is that? What is that? What have they done? Oh, you're not going to be able to see this. This is insane. There are these 3 ginormous mirrors. They're on towers. Oh my gosh, how am I not going to get this on video? Dude, I can't like take the thing down and do that. They're like, I think they're solar panel farms, but there are these towers like tall like those windmills and with massive mirrors shining kind of at us. What? Wow, what is it? Like, what is that? This Tesla is totally in my way, and they're not even like you should be going. Wow. I wonder what those are, man. I wonder what that's all about. So there's a way station for the other direction right there. All the truckers are going through there. CHP. Dang it, I really do want to somehow get that on video to show you whatever, man. Remember that James Bond movie where it was showing how they had created like a solar ray and they were reflecting the sun's light up to some kind of a satellite and then redirecting it? Like, that's what that is. What if that? Okay, there's a place called Yates Well, Y-A-T-E-S Well, W-E-L-L Road. If you look at Yates Well Road and I-15, and then basically look on the south and west, I don't know how it would show up on some kind of a Google Maps or whatever. Those towers, the light that's coming off of there is going in every direction, actually. It's not just reflecting back up to where we were, it's reflecting in every direction. So I guess Yates Well Road, actually. It's going to remain a mystery unless somebody can look it up and let me know. That's bizarre. There's 3 massive towers with really bright beacons at the top. And then underneath, it's like a sea of reflective something. Things in Prime Valley. I wonder if they're going to turn it into some big community. You see, there's also like a whole sea of regular solar panels out there too. I don't even know. I didn't expect any of that to happen. That's blowing me away. It's like from a movie. I'm struggling to believe that that's real. What is that? Huge solar towers off of I-15. Somebody let me know. I feel like I just gave myself a massive headache. All kinds of worked up right now. I'll lock this video in. I just wanted to make sure that that didn't get lost. And then up ahead of me is some kind of oasis of a town. Why is that not labeled on my map? Is it new? Okay. Yep, and there's a whole sea of solar panels over on y'all's side coming up too. Black ones. up here, there's like a castle hotel, and then there's a roller coaster. I don't know, man. I'm just tripping right now. I'm just blown away by that, whatever that is. Okay, so let's see what this sign says. Prim, P-R-I-M-M, exit 1 mile. Prim. I don't know. I guess I'm still in California because I don't remember seeing anything that said that I had gone into Nevada. Oh, that's Whiskey Pete's. I remember going there. I had to, because that place is like getting shut down, bro. But I went to that Flying J. It was just dark and I didn't realize where I was. So that means I've driven past all that stuff before at night and had no idea where I was. So that means I just came into Nevada then, huh? Because that's why that's exit number 1. There's Buffalo Bills. Dude. Is that how they're saying that they power that town? Solar like that? I don't know. Oh shoot. Getting forced into behind this slow moving Ultima here. Now he speeds up. Thanks a lot, NPC. Is it still there? Yeah, it's still there. Trying to kill me. So there's a bunch of solar panels out there. Wow, that was, bro, that was so wild. That was so wild. How we're only 41 miles away from Vegas. I don't know, maybe we'll get some video going through there. I'm probably gonna go ahead and shut this down and save some of that. Decompress for a second because I was just about to give myself a massive headache. That was wild. And all these mountains over here are so gorgeous, you guys. I know you got mountains over there too. They're all so pretty. And this big old beast of a water tanker truck, man. Look at that thing. That is no joke, man. Alright. I'm gonna jump on off. And we'll be back shortly. Abba willing. Shalom. Shalom. What are those things, man? Just colored stones stacked up? What the heck, bro? That is so weird. Anyway, I did find out what the 3 solar towers are. And so I wanted to just share it on the video right now, since I was just talking about it. So it's going to be the Ivanpah, I don't know how you pronounce it, IVANPAH Solar Electric Generating System, ISEGS, is the large solar power complex with 3 towers near Prim, Nevada, located in the Mojave Desert, California. The system uses a concentrated solar thermal technology to focus sunlight onto 3 separate power towers, which generate steam to produce electricity. That's what they said. That's what I have on it. I'm gonna probably look into this because when I saw it, it disturbed me in my root, and I think that it's kind of like this whole idea of a wolf in sheep's clothing, and you can look at the outside and say, oh, that's a sheep. Oh, it's great, it's wonder us, it's perfect, all this great stuff. No. Right? Just like Abba's been showing me out here, the same thing with the windmills, with the dams, and now this, and it's just, I wanted to let you know, IVANPAH, Solar Electric Generating System, aka ISEGS. Alright? Shalom, family, shalom. Alright, well, might as well try to capture the video as we go through SIN City, right? Las Vegas. I've been seeing so much in the billboards. The fall worship central, yeah. Penn and Teller, Jabberwockies, the Blue Man Crew. It's kind of just begun. I forgot that they had the NFL team, the Raiders, right? They're advertising something LXV. I guess that's 40. I don't know what's the L. What's the value of the L? Not that it really matters, I guess, but I'm just curious. Represents the number 65. 50 plus 10 plus 5. 65. I don't know, man. Maybe that is a harvesting of energy source for the dew, for the eye in the sky, because that would explain why it disturbed me the way it did, and that was literally the first thing that I thought of. I just told Yahusha I can't wait to hear what she says. Oh look, what do we have here? Exit 33. Are you kidding me, bro? No, exit 33 right there. I'm serious. I'm just driving into Vegas. Just telling you what I see. I don't know, man. What are you gonna do? So here's one of those overpasses where they try to make the art of nature. Since all the concrete covers nature, then you see all horses, lizards, cactuses, all things pretty of Abba's creation. But it's all fake, right? It's just concrete and paint and metal. It's not even real nature, not real creation. Synthetic, fake. Their entire kingdom is made up of fake imposters. I don't even know what this is, dude. What is this billboard right here? Marshmallow? holograms. They're not real. It's just metal. That's art, Jeremy. That's beautification, okay? Like, don't be such a hater. Because I like the real thing, the authentic thing. This is the whole thing of let's build a name for ourselves. Pisces with some mermaid. Okay, this overpass has wolves. I'm gonna have to watch the traffic a lot more, but I'm looking around and I'm just seeing abomination after abomination after abomination. See, what is that? They're advertising for some kind of strip clubs out here, and you know, it's in front of the entire world. It's not adult only like it should be, you know. Even that really shouldn't even be. I mean, come on, bro. Exploitation of the flesh for profit, causing all kinds of people to stumble. Everything else is just normalizing hata. That's all that is. This place grosses me out so much. So there's the big ALLE Giant Stadium. No, they're going to say it's Allegiant, I'm sure. They're going to say ALLE Giant Stadium. Their heroes and their idols, right? So you could worship the pig's skin on Sun Worshippers Day. Oh my gosh, look at that huge pyramid right there. Blue Man Group? Who are the Blue Mans? Who are the Blue Bloods? Some understanding, bro. Alright. Well, we actually got pretty far before the traffic jam. So, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Mad Apple. These giant buildings, like it's made to like look like other giant buildings. That's weird. Excalibur, Statue of Liberty, David Copperfield, T-Mobile Arena, Tropicana Avenue. VDARA. Does anybody even know what that is? Vidara? ARIA. Aria? These are some big like casino hotels that are down here. What is that? What is that big gold thing? What the heck is that, man? Nomad Park MGM. Cirque du Soleil. Carrot Top. Are you serious, dude? I thought that guy was all washed out. I guess if you're in the club, you're in the club. They reinvent you a new character, right? Keep making the sacrifices you need to make. Who's Ron White? Anybody know who Ron White is? Probably lots of people do. The Australian Pink Floyd show. Planet 13. maybe I'm gonna be out of here soon. Might be in here. Oh, Bellagio. So only have an hour and a half to go to my stop. Actually, that makes me kind of curious. So that's saying an hour and a half. And then I have 4:49. So then that seems like that would leave me with about 3 hours that I can continue. Oh, I gotta go. That's in my total shift. I gotta go by the driving. I don't know. It's only gonna be 2 hours and something. And I'm gonna be able to go. Whatever it is. Once I start getting close, I'll have to start looking for a place. Spend the night. There's still a bunch of things here, but it's winding down, right? There's a place called Rio. And that's like Caesar's Palace is like seems little and old now compared to all that other stuff that we just went by. There's a lot of new stuff. I mean, new to me. I don't follow it. I've probably been there for over 10 years. I just don't feel like I've ever seen it before. Flamingo Road, huh? Oh, there's also Trump's Mirage right there. I don't know what this really large building is. That one that's on the screen right now, I don't know what that is. Darius Rucker is out here still performing, and people actually think that some of these folks are Qadash. It's just, it's amazing. It's amazing. Ain't nobody gonna be here performing, getting paid, and that's for you. Here, dude, come on. Wake up, dude. That's crazy talk. Y'all are engaged in some crazy talk, I tell you what. So, does that say Omnia? Martin Garrix. Yeah, let's say. Jabal Wookiees Timeless. Masked Dancers. Making the talk song again, right? Masks. Why are your masks? It's cool. Look at the Jabberwockies. Whatever. We are almost out of here. Okay, she heard my message about the directed energy, and she was like, oh yeah, like she was recalling it and thinking, yeah, that sounds right. I think those are driverless taxis right there. I mean, I don't know, you guys. They're like gray with black doors. People are sitting inside facing each other, and I don't know where the driver would even be. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they have those here. And maybe they go on some programmed circuits and stuff. I personally get disturbed when I see the amount of EVs that are out. And it's everywhere. Like, I'll be in places where I think they don't have them, and they do. I just thought it was because I was so close to Seattle that I was seeing them all the time, but no. They're everywhere, dudes. It's crazy. Treasure Island. There's a Trump building that's all gold. I think I said the name of it already, but I didn't realize. Actually, I don't know. You could have more than one. I have more than one here. Wyndham. I'll at least try to get that Trump thing on there, and then there's also like some kind of like Space Needle or something. It's probably like a spin you around restaurant or what have you. There's a place there called Crockford's. Conrad, I don't know. You got me, brother man. It's all fit to burn. Every single thing. No idea what Area 15 is, but it's much of that there. Stuff, whatever that is, Area 15, Universal Horror Unleashed. You can't believe the horrors that are going to be awaiting you guys, man. You better come out of all this crap. It's unreal. Crazy how it just keeps going too. Now there's a bunch of other hotels slash casino, right? There's Circus. Palace Station, it looks like. Rest and have a major headache. But I woke up at 5, so it's 14 hours. And I still have, what did I say? Like another 4 more hours to go or something like that. But Abba's got us all the 7th day. So we know that our rest is never too far away. Just endure, hang in there, fight the Tau fight. Yahuah give us the strength. Yahuah is my strength. My Father makes me strong. Yahuah is my strength. The Father makes me strong. Alright guys, I feel like that's well, hang on, let it go a little bit longer. What is that place? That's that Space Needle place or whatever. World Market Center. You're gonna feel everything started flowing well again. I have no idea why you would change lanes like that, dude, in your business. Crazy. Barely could even see me, bro. Just looking at his phone. Oh. Okay, I stay on this for 91 miles. So you can go to Salt Lake or you can go to Phoenix. I'm just trying to follow what it was telling me was my most direct route, which is to stay on 15 north for now. Well, that was the main gist of it. A bunch of birds and butterflies and stuff up on these concrete towers. I mean, really, dude, if you get down into all the back alleys and underground and everything that goes on here, it is way worse than what you see. Way worse than what we see above. The kinds of things that they do in the dark, and even worse things than these do they do. Alright guys, I'm gonna jump off again, try to decompress a bit, and I'm willing. I'll be back soon. We'll be wrapping this one up too, not too much longer, since we already dropped the trailer, but this is still Cajon Cinco. Adios for now. Baruk Yahuah. I wonder what that steak burger Yardley's is like. I wanted to just let you guys know this is a pilot in a place called Littlefield, Arizona. And I think it says something on there too, like Eagle's Nest truck stop or some such thing. But there it is. Oh, there's the Eagle. It says groceries, beer, ice. My opinion is that it's one of the better truck stops that I've come across. So it says Eagle's Landing. And they have a couple other food places in there, but I did not get a chance to check those out. That's all right. So I got to get on I-15. I got to go this way. Now I would wonder, so if I had a trailer, it was telling me to get back to the other side of the freeway. It was only 1310, so you might have a clearance issue. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a trailer right now, so, and to be honest with you, I don't even know how tall my last trailer was. It would actually be well for me to know how tall my toy hauler, my big trailer is. But I do not. Yeah, see, if you cut through here, you got 1310. Now, I'm pretty sure that all the big boys are coming through here with their trucks, right? Because they're going to turn around and get right back on the interstate, aren't they? So, you got me, bro. It looks like it's plenty tall, but, you know, the instructors at my orientation said not to go under anything 14, and it's like, seriously questioned the reliability of their statements. That's a whole other video indeed. Alright, so we're gonna jump back up on here. My baby found me a place. It says it's like 2.5 hours from here, and my log is telling me I have 2:52. So we're gonna be cutting it close. Up here, we're gonna go on 15 north again. All right, and I got it all topped the DEF, the diesel in the main tank, and also the auxiliary. So we got a lot of fuel right now, and we're off. That was a great, man, that was like NASCAR style pit stop. Even got me some cold water out of my fridge right here. Baruk Atah Yahuah. Okay. 75. We got high rate of speed, you know, for this part of the country. Bobtailing it. Zippity zip zip, zipping on back to Indy for our next load. I'll have to just probably give an update and close down the whole video here in a bit whenever I get to my rest area. Got it. Bam. Thanks, you. Call when ready. Alright. Let my baby know I'm back up on the road. She can give me a call whenever she's ready. Whoa! We're gonna cutting through some mountains here, looks like. Baruk Atah Yahuah. Gonna slow down a little bit. It says 65 now, so that's okay. We'll go ahead and get. Oh dang, are you serious? You're going from 75 to 65 to 55? Dang, bro. Oh, we want to try to get this on video. This looks really, really pretty. We're gonna be coming through here. Oh dang. I just told my baby to call, but I'm going to tell you right now, if she calls me, I'm going to tell her that I'm recording and can't nobody hear her. But I want to try to keep this rolling. And you know, my mom watches these videos, my Shah watches these videos, and my Mashpaka watches a lot of these videos too. And this right here is really cool. Dang, bro, this is so cool. Oh, dang. I feel like there's a huge cave right there on the left-hand side. Dude, for real? Oh, yeah, look at that. That's a big cave. Oh, wow, this is really pretty, y'all. I'm loving this. Let's see, it was 104. What do you think the temperature's going to drop to? I feel like it'll sit there and drop like 6 or so. Okay, hang on. Hey, honey.
Hey.
Hey, just so you know, I'm recording right now, so just give me a second, okay? Because I want to capture this. I'm cutting through like a rock canyon, and I wanted to be able to get it on the video, so give me just a moment, all right?
Okay.
Wow, this is really pretty. idea this was gonna do this. This is so neat. I wonder how long it goes like that. I don't want you to feel like you can't say anything at all. I just want you to know that the camera's on, so I don't want you to say anything and be caught off guard. But of course, you don't have to say anything at all, but if you just want you to know what's going on. I'm seeing caves.
Yeah.
Everything is shade. Like, it was 104 when I came in here. Now it's saying 103, but I'm pretty sure it just hasn't caught up yet. Because this area, wow. I mean, I feel like if everything went completely sideways, you would come to a place like this and maybe dwell in some of these. There's like caves and stuff. I don't know if there's water.
Like this little mini oasis in the middle of the desert.
It so is an oasis. The mountains are the treasure. Man, there's so much Baruk that comes from Abba's mountains. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Woo-wee. All right. So yeah, I actually put in the place that you found. Thank you. The distance and everything, looks like it's going to work out perfectly. I didn't see any of the pictures or anything like that, but I trust your discernment on all that kind of thing. So,
Yeah, the first one that I found, that's like an hour and 45 minutes. There was like no trees or anything like that. It was just like big flat desert. It just looked hot.
Yes, well, great job. That's what happened to me yesterday. I went to a couple places. There was no shade. It was 110 degrees. So I pressed on, and the last place I came to actually did have shade where I was able to park the truck in the shade. And I carried my camping bin over and cooked up some 4 chicken legs, which came out so well. Everything really did work out well. It was worth it to go a little bit farther just to get a better spot. And there is water here. Yep.
Yeah.
You could totally come here. Of course, you wouldn't be able to get away from the military. They'd find you real fast, but
oh yeah.
Unless Yahuah makes you invisible, you ain't gonna get away from them guys anyways. They got all the tech.
Right.
All right. So this is really one of the prettiest things I've seen in a while, and it just came out of nowhere, and I was not expecting it at all. That truck stop in Littlefield, Arizona, which they call Eagles Landing truck stop, was also great. Like a really great stop.
Yeah.
I don't know what it ended up being that I paid on the my comm data price, but when I quickly looked it up while I was dropping off the trailer, it was one of the better prices that I found, so that's why I made a point to put it as a checkpoint. Wow. There's red rocks in here, honey. There's strata like the Grand Canyon.
Well, I just thought this rest area is going to be way better than that last one that smelled like trash in Utah.
Oh my gosh, in Moab, that was horrible. Horrible.
Maybe just because they get so much traffic through there. I don't know.
No, they ain't spending no money in upkeeping and maintenance. There was a light pole down. Maintenance people don't just leave light poles down on the ground in the parking lot. It's been there for a while, and they had it all taped off, like with yellow "Do Not Cross" tape. I just think that there's something going on, to be perfectly honest. And I see with rest areas all over that are shut down. I wonder how long it's been like that. Like if that was something that started back in 2020 or if it's something that started just recently. But let me, I wish you could see, because it's like, I don't want to even cut the camera off because, you know, I think you would appreciate the beauty here in Buddha Bear too. And this area right here, it looks kind of like the Grand Canyon. There's all this red strata, rocks and canyon walls. And there's even some of these trees here that I was talking about earlier that to me, they look like Joshua trees. You know what Joshua trees look like, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking you might look at those and be like, well, yeah, that's because they are Joshua trees. But see, I'm not confident enough to say that's definitely a Joshua tree. But
yeah.
That's what I think it is. All right. So let me go ahead and close down this recording so we can actually have our call, because I feel like I'm keeping you waiting long enough. But boy, this sure is pretty. Baruk Yahuah. All right, Mashpaka, I'll be back with you guys whenever Abba leads me to be. I'm going to talk to my Shah, so Shalom. Shalom, Mashpaka.